What's cracking, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. New video. I didn't know I was going to do the gunshots. Wasn't ready. So here we go. On the live yesterday, I asked you guys if you wanted to see the new Wes Watson 2.0. Bigger, stronger, breathing harder. And you guys said yes. So we're going to go ahead and get right into it. This is part 2 for those of you guys that saw part 1. Just to recap, the tall guy, he's tall, and he's going to tell you he's tall every few minutes. He's going to breathe very hard, and he's wearing jeggings. Yes, leggings that look like jeans. At least that's my conclusion. They're a trip. Let's get it.
Oh, good, dude. What are you doing, you know?
And would they like protest loudly?
You get a guy high on a pipe and something like that, dude. He's doing that. But I used to think, man, because I used to, I meet a lot of these guys. I'm in the system. In the system. That means I'm living inside the prison system and in county jails, and I'm learning who's who and who's not, man. And and you get out, and I be out these running the streets.
Homie, why does it sound like, you know how when you watch a karate movie and they throw a punch? That's what it sounds like when he breathes. This vato fucking, he Kung Fu Theater breathes, eh? How does he do that? I'm surprised it doesn't rip his lungs apart. This is weird, eh? Like, I righteously want to turn him down on my thing, but then you guys won't be able to hear him. Let's listen to him breathe all crazy again.
Running these guys from South Bay or and all this stuff, and I'm out there in the AV, and I'm just like, what? Like, how? Like, you have to be no good, man. Like, you must have did some dirty shit out there in your neighborhood to be out here, And then they come out there and they really want to be like they're somebody, like they have a high title or something like that, man. You got to just shut that stuff down. And the whites out there at that time, were dominating, man. There wasn't like it seemed like the Mexicans and the homies weren't out there yet. Like, they were just coming in, but they weren't really making a big hit.
Uh-oh. Because I know there's a few auditors out there. Uh-oh. What? Wes did the same type of shit. Does Wes know this guy, that he doesn't have a tattoo, but he had more authority than Wes? Do we have a shift in powers?
Hit on everything out there, and the blacks, they maybe had a small little, couple apartment buildings and stuff like that. But
so it's not really like that where the white gangs are dominant in that area anymore?
I don't know, man. I haven't been out, and I don't live out in that area no more.
Okay.
But and so it's hard for me to say. To me, it's they're still out there. Are they still dominating? I don't know. The area has grown threefold since I've been out there running around in it.
I'm always kind of fascinated with why there isn't any kind of like white organized gang presence in LA and shit. Like it just seems.
Don't fall for it. You said it's true. Be careful with this guy. If this dude would have said there is one, he would have been all over it. Mic check.
It's kind of out of the ordinary that there wouldn't really be that. And I know a handful of white guys that are in like I guess kind of basically in Mexican gangs or black gangs, but it's just not really that common. And I hear that if you like go to Huntington Beach or certain parts of North Hollywood and shit, that dominant. Yeah. I've heard that you can like see some swastika tattoos and shit like that, but I ain't really ever like witnessed it face to face.
Out here in the San Fernando Valley, you definitely can see that, and definitely over there in Huntington Beach, you can see that, and I believe that. You do see that out there in Antelope Valley too, and I just think that it's something though that like back in the day, like my boys and friends, they'd be able to pull their shirts off and they'd be able to have the lightning bolts and the Swazis and all this stuff and white pride and white power. But I just
where are yours at? I mean, it doesn't matter to me. It doesn't mean anything. But wow, this dude is different.
Don't think in the world today in our society that with all this stuff going on that I think that's just not acceptable, and you get a lot more backlash to where like you do that and you're walking around with a Swazi over you, like people take it the wrong way,
right?
And so for peace or for comfort or whatever when you're around town, I don't think you're doing that,
it's kind of interesting. But so do you think, like, did you gravitate towards that shit like right away in terms of like having pride in your your white identity, or did that not really?
I didn't get none of that until I had pride in who I was and all that stuff. But it wasn't until after I got out of like my first term in prison that it really intensified it, because I went inside the prison system. I went in. I'm 18, 19 years old on a level 4 yard, and it sort of just like and it just sort of really just like. Just nail.
Look, Holmes, there's a lot of fucking words, eh? There's a lot of words, man, but you're not saying nothing. There's a lot of words, eh? There's some excessive verbiage without any meaning. Him and Wes are good at that. I don't know how. Hopefully things change, because this right here is not it.
Often it just solidified it,
Solidified it.
Point,
it solidified it. Yes, sir. That just happened. Let's rewind that. It solidified it. It's just solidified it. The fuck does that mean?
Nail in the coffin. It just solidified it. To a point.
So all that time.
He put an extra D in it too. No, we gotta. I thought he said solidified. He said solidified it.
A coffin. It just solidified it. To a point.
So all that time.
I know.
I'm going to prison when you were under.
He's tall, so I know.
Or going to jail and everything didn't really do much. But then once you hit prison, it really
did. But I knew this. I'm going in the county jails, and that's like a little battleship before you get to the big ship. So I'm going in there, and yes, and like the camaraderie between all the whites and how we stick together and all that stuff, and the rules and all that stuff you follow inside there is like that is great, and but when you get to prison, it's
Hey, what the fuck, man? Say it. Fuck. And Adam has a boner, and his booty's drooling. Look at the way, when they put the camera back on Adam, the way he's looking at this cat with his jeggings and his tight ass fucking Steven Seagal shirt. This is overwhelming. This is overload.
Back in the day, because then you go walking yards, and there's not just like 5 of you guys that were like in the county jail. There's like 20 to 25, 30 white guys, all together, and maybe a couple guys from Orange County. You got San Bernardino, because then you got all these counties together,
And so was that much of a choice, or was it just automatic that you were going to basically click up and get more into this like subculture? Because I feel like you could just be with the whites, but then you could also like be the one getting the tattoos and like really like preaching whatever kind of ideology they're pushing, etc. Did you like go head first into that?
I always loved and still to this day that blows my mind. I have no tattoo, no ink, and it blows my mind.
Wes thinks you're a bitch. Eh? I don't, but Wes is upset right now. He said, "There's no way he had the yard. He's not even fucking blasted. He's not rich, rare, and rectal." So it's going to be something like that, big dog. Garrett, you really pissed off the Emperor. Good luck in your coup.
I'm like, damn, why didn't it happen to me? And I don't know, like stuff would happen, a riot would kick off. I get rolled up for whatever and rolled to another dorm, or, like shit would just hit transfers. And,
So when you said you hit the level 4, you went to the gym? What do you mean dorm? These are the things that, like to people that have been to prison, especially when people start throwing around level 4, I was level 4, I was level 4. And then if they talk about getting rolled up out of the dorm, like that's so far from a level 4. But they were housing people in the gyms. New Folsom, all BNC yard had people level 2s, I think. Level 1s or level 2s in the gym. Short story. There was like 6 homies in the gym right there in New Folsom. And they would let us go in there because that's where the barbershop was, right? Trip out on this. And so we were trying to convince one of the homies, hey, look, this is all just a business move. Just listen. Calm down and listen. Look, how about we stab one of you guys But we're not going to kill you, fool. We're not. We're going to stab you in some non-vital shit, but we're going to stab you good. But non-vital, and then you sue, and then we fucking split the money. What do you think about that? And next thing you know, they were not allowing us to get our haircut inside the gym anymore. It's a fucking true story. Right? We thought it was a good idea.
And I just don't know, man. Like, I promised my mom I wouldn't get no tattoos, but I wanted that stuff because I thought as the years went by and I'm more into that, I really thought that those tattoos, because they meant something, like they meant something. And I love being in the presence of, like, I'd be with some guys and they pull off their stuff and they have like this sergeant and badges on their body. Like, if you've been around, then you know what that stuff means, lightning bolts, letters and swastika, teardrop, or what all this stuff means and stuff. And so like they'd be able to go and people will give you that respect. And I guess I never really needed it. My size carried it, my size carried that.
No, definitely. Like when I even see like a young rapper who's like, rapping and he don't have any tattoos damn near, there is like something in my brain that without me deciding to feel this way, my brain is just kind of like, well, he must not like have a whole lot of experience or whatever. Like my brain is just like, oh.
There are some people in prison behind the walls that killed people to get into prison and then just continued killing people in prison, and they don't have a tattoo. People basing the seriousness of an individual off of whether they have tattoos or not are potential victims. They're victims in the making. They're just on hold.
Oh, this guy probably like is kind of green to this shit because such a gigantic percentage of people I know are in gangs and shit are just like crazy
Blasted.
tatted up. Yeah.
I remember sitting there with that guy that walked through, became that guy that came in that house out one day and everybody sat down, became one of my mentors out there.
Should we? I think I haven't been paying attention, but I know for a fact when I go back to the first video, that's nose pick number 2. Seriously, he picked his nose the first one and just threw it. I don't know where it landed. Marked his territory, and now he's just picking his nose. Like, this Vato's a trip, eh? But it's, he's big, though. His size gets him through everything.
On the streets, and I still talk to him every now and then on today, man. And I remember sitting there, we're doing the stuff that we do on the streets. I remember sitting there getting loaded with him in his barn, man. And I remember looking at him, and I remember telling him, man, that, because he's blasted from head to toe, man, every bit of part of his body, man. I'm just sitting there, man, and I'd be like, man,
I'm trying to time the karate chops to his fucking crazy kung fu breathing.
Want those tattoos, and he'd be like, I remember he got mad at me for it, man, like almost like checking me over me wanting to be him. And he's like, man, this isn't the life you want. Like he's like, I'm branded for life in this way of life because of these tattoos that I have. And he's all, it might have been fun in my 20s and 30s. He's like, but right now at this stage of my life, I'm almost 50 years old. He's like, it's no fun because I have nothing. I have nothing but
stop breathing tattoos. Like that, man.
And they ain't taking care of me, and then we're out there, and he's been in this life, and like, yeah, you got that street credit, and that's cool, you get that, that's good, and he's like, but man, but he's like, deep down inside, I have nothing,
It is crazy, like just by virtue.
Oh, I don't have anything on the soundboard for like a very touching moment. This guy was fucking straight pinto, and he had a very touching moment. Hopefully not touching, like tender-hearted, I should say, right? Because this guy's big, eh? Did he tell you that? Did he tell you his size gets him through everything? No? All right. It does.
Of not having the tattoos, though, that you could kind of like pass for a regular guy. Yeah. Like if you get pulled over, like that's one of the main things the cops are kind of looking for. I stuck out like a
Side note. Yeah, that's pass for a regular guy. You talk weird, Adam.
Like just by virtue of not having the tattoos, though, that you could kind of like pass for a regular guy.
Yeah.
He talks like a valley girl. He does. Everything about the 16 is annoying.
Like if you get pulled over, like it's one of the main things the cops are kind of looking for.
I stuck out like a store thumb, and I used to think that.
A store thumb. He stuck out like a store thumb. Where'd you buy him? You wear them? What does he mean? Solidified it? This Vato's vocabulary is amazing.
One of the main things the cops are kind of looking for.
I stuck out like a store dumb, and I used to think that. I mean, I'll grow some hair.
He said store dumb. Oh, this is so stupid. This is so stupid. And then this fucking idiot over here, they pull you over. That's just as funny. They run your name, you fucking jackass. They run the license plate before they pull you over, and they know who you're dealing with. The car is in your name. Then they run your fucking license. I mean, your license or ID, and then they know who. Fuck a tattoo. Idiot.
Pass for a regular guy. Like if you get pulled over, like that's one of the main things the cops are kind of looking for.
I stuck out like a store dumb, and I used to think that. I mean, I'll grow some hair, and and try to, I with glasses on, a collared shirt.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
Really? Okay.
It doesn't work.
But being
I'm
6'7",
I'm 6'7". I'd be like, oh, how'd they know?
Yeah.
How'd they know? Garrett, you stick out like a sore thumb, dude. They're still pulling me out, like
store dumb. Like nobody is believing this but Adam, right? Adam is the 16 weirdo. He's the only one sucking this up, right? Like there's nothing whatsoever about this guy. No disrespect, Garrett. Put some hard ass emphasis. Oh, I'm learning his lingo. Garrett, there is nothing about you that makes me think you were ever in prison. You're just tall. And I don't even know that. You're saying you're tall. That's like, I look at you and I'm like, he's tall. Okay, wow, right. I'm not going to think that you were the level 4 shot caller that hung out in the dorm. I'm not going to think that. I am going to wonder, how in the fuck did a motherfucker 7 feet tall find some jeggings that fit him? I might wonder that.
Like they be like, you have no tattoos, but like you're guilty by association by the people you're hanging out with, and yeah, I used to think, but in my mind, I used to think that, like, oh, maybe I'm just like that, or that old style gangster that has nothing, like nothing. I can go anywhere. I could, a chameleon. I can, walk into a business meeting and I can go out into the streets, like I kind of that double life.
It's almost like a prank on the cops who are supposed to like document all of your gang tattoos. Just be like, ha,
yeah, they pull me
I didn't get any. Ha.
They pull me out and be like,
okay.
They pull me out and be like, all right, here, take off all your stuff.
Right.
You don't.
And then they would seem annoyed that you didn't have any.
Like, you have no tattoos, huh? Nothing.
Right.
I don't know what you're talking about,
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking.
It is crazy with the tattoo thing that I feel like when I was like originally going to punk and hardcore shows and shit, it was such a code that like you get like your chest and your arms tattooed before you get your hands or your face or whatever.
Neck, yeah.
And then all of a sudden, fast forward 15 years into my life, and I'm around all these SoundCloud rappers that have their faces fully tattooed and like barely anything else on the rest of their body, and they don't give a shit.
I remember I met a guy the same way. I was out there in the streets and
It's about to get real. He's in the streets, guys. He got off the stinky couch, and now he's in the streets.
during the game, man, and like he had that teardrop and his neck blasted and all that, and he had that like with a t-shirt on, he looked like damn.
Yeah.
But I remember him pulling off all of his t-shirt and shit, and it was nothing, man.
Yeah.
All the show,
They call it a Warped Tour bodysuit. You get your shins and then your arms just right here, and then once you have shorts and a t-shirt on, it looks like you got your whole body done. But it's like if you just get the neck, the arms, and then the shins, then you'll be good. Like it looks like you got everything done. I'm kind of like that too.
We are talking about absolutely nothing. Let's fast forward some shit. Let's see if we get into some serious shit because I'm ready to go.
Races and stuff like that, because a lot of times in the system, it's the races are getting along, and besides the bad seeds or people trying to make a name for themselves, and when riots happen, you have to do it, and I don't think that there is a hatred going out to the other races when you sort of, even out there on the streets, you sort of want to of course in the drug world, and when we're out there and we're doing it, like we go into it over money. Same thing we go to it over there in prison. It's just people getting in debt, of a white guy with a Mexican guy with a white guy, over heroin, heroin debts that they try to keep on the down low because it was your homeboy and now he owes you, $2,000 and you want to get paid, and now.
Who the fuck lets a $2,000 debt run up? And believe me, it happens. I always wonder, like, what did you see in that Vato that you thought he could owe you 2,000? You think you're the only one buying dope off? He's buying dope off of? He's probably got a fucking $200-$300 debt with everybody on the yard, but you're the one he was laughing at, fucking slamming away $2,000 worth of dope. Greedy people.
You know, you're having to stab somebody because of this debt, and that's even though you had a no debt policy, and that's just stuff that just happens, and you deal with it, shake it on the rug, and everybody's shaking hands, and
right.
moving on.
But so would you say it's not an important aspect of that sort of Peckerwood gang that you believe that blacks and Mexicans are like inferior or less than or inherently bad? Is that even like a common conversation? Or is it just understood like we're just together because we have the same identity and whatever they got going on is only of interest to us in the sense that we sometimes will have issues with each other?
I think, I don't know if...
Because obviously there's a lot of dudes who got Hitler tattoos,
yeah.
They got swastikas, etc., which kind of like...
Did the Vato just get tired? What just happened?
Inherently, like if you would choose those tattoos, you're basically like choosing anything that represents like racism and hatred and shit like that. But a lot of it's like also just kind of symbolic of whiteness, right?
And I believe that like when you're young and you're 15, like say these young guys are coming in and they're 16, 17, 18, and I really think that they're all that mentality is they do hate those other races, and you are against that other race, and you feel like that race is the enemy to 100%. But I think as years go by, and the guy gets maybe in a 25 to 26 or 25 to 30 range, and he's done time and stuff like that. That a lot of that hatred just sort of vanishes away.
You know what? And that part I agree with. And there's people that aren't. I'm just gonna say it this way, that are not Mexican and white that will never believe when we say it's business. Like motherfuckers get schooled in there to look past the race shit. The race shit gets in the way of money. So anyways, man, Garrett is a hell of a kung fu breather. Never met anybody, seen anybody be able to talk like that, breathe like that, and survive it. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and bring this into a close here. This was a long one. I was actually looking for some better stuff. And it's up to you guys. Let me know in the comments if you want me to continue with this guy. I know all the Westernites are fucking confused right now. They don't know whether to be happy or sad that I'm not roasting. Uh-oh. There's an alarm. What just happened? Gotta go. It's my video for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Everybody, please be safe, be smart, and tell the ones you love that you love them.